Hi, my name is Scott Larson, and I'm from Scott Larson Consulting. I created this tutorial to help new users create websites using Dreamweaver. And then this tutorial here, we're going to show you how to actually um, set up a site so that it can be accessible in Dreamweaver and also be uploaded to the web. First thing we're going to do is go into the Files area and click Manage Sites, and we're going to create a new site. And this basically tells Dreamweaver where the site files are stored, locally on your computer and remotely on your internet service provider or web hosting company. So we go New Site. What would you like to name your site? This is like a standard name to just identify it inside of the manager itself. For our purposes, we're going to name it test_site. And then it asks you what's the HTTP address of the URL of your site. Usually it would be www.yourdomain.com. But yeah, and that will work just fine. And then click Next. Server technology allows you to server technology is used if you want to create dynamically driven websites. We're doing a simple static HTML site, so we're not going to be using this technology. How do you want to work with files during development? The reason for these two options is if you have one computer, you probably want to select edit local copies on the machine, because that gives you some protection from you get to make changes on your computer and then see how they look and then upload them to the web. If you select edit directly from server, they get sent directly to the server after you make changes, and the changes are immediately updated. So this would be good if you have more than one computer and you're editing directly from two computers, because then you're editing directly on the site. But you do need to be careful of editing one page at the same time if you're using this type of selection. But for our purposes, we're going to use this. Usually your path will be C:\documents, my documents, or C:\documents and settings, your user, and then my documents. So it's a good place to store your websites in the my documents folder, but you want to store all your sites in a subdirectory called sites. That way your sites aren't scattered through your My Documents folder, because your My Documents folder is really for Word documents and stuff like that. Okay, we need to select our remote. How do you want to connect to the remote server? This is so you can upload your content to the web after you've done creating the pages. There's a couple of ways this could work. It could be yourdomainname.com. Or sometimes it's FTP name of ISP.com. It just depends. You'll need to check with your internet service provider or web hosting company to get this information. The folder, what folder you use, most web hosting companies and ISPs have a specific folder that you hold your website content in. It usually goes something like this: HTTP docs. And then the / tells the program to switch into that directory. Your FTP login, also you need to get that from your hosting or ISP, and the password. Next. Check-in and check-out technology is for if you have two people working on one site. It's easy to overwrite people's changes, so you want to be able to prevent that from happening so two people aren't overwriting one page and causing confusion. But we're not going to do that because it's only one person that's going to be editing the site. Okay, so this is the summary of the things that we did. And we'll click Done. And now it's listed under the Manage Sites. And you can always come back to this location and edit your site information if you want to. You can also export it if you want to make a backup of it in case things crash. Click Done, and now you have a root folder where you're going to store your content. In the next section, I'll be talking about creating a new page from a template from one of the sample files inside of Dreamweaver. And this concludes the first part of this tutorial.